Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about the impact the halving is going to have on the price of miners. What do we think is going to happen? Are the miners going to get cheaper? They're going to stay the same or they're going to go up? We're going to be talking about that in today's video. So if you think that's interesting, you know what to do. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, go to cryptollc.org. If you're looking to build a farm, we can help you do that here at Crypto LLC. If you want to buy ASICs, if you want to host with us, we do all of that. By the way, we allow hosting in low power mode at our farm. We don't know any farm out there that allows that. Maybe someone does. Usually the farms, they run the miners in stock firmware. They do not run them custom firmware. They didn't really care how efficient your miner is. We do. We run your miners the most efficient way possible. We give them the best firmware, either Brains or Vanish. We run them the most efficient way with the best fan speed to give you the best amount of efficiency on your miners. We don't just run them nilly-willy or whatever the basic setting is. We try our best to maximize your profits. That is including running your miners in low power mode. We do that for you at Crypto LLC. So if you're interested in that, you know what to do. Like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Before we get started, Bitcoin saves your wealth and Jesus Christ saves your soul. All right, let's get started. So, what is going to happen to the Bitmain, basically, because most miners are Bitmain miners, S19s, S21s. There are Whatsminers and Canaan miners, all that, but most of the time it is just Bitmain miners. So what's going to happen to these miners when the halving comes around? When the halving comes around, what's going to happen to this S19 95 terahash? What's going to happen to S19J Pro? What's going to happen to an S19 Pro, 110 terahash, or S19K, 120 terahash, 115 terahash? What's going to happen to the S21? What's going to happen to all of those miners when the halving comes around? So, let me tell you what we think at Crypto LLC. We're going to talk from the standpoint of a mining farm. So we're going to talk from that standpoint, because that's, I think, is the best way to kind of get an idea of where the price is going to be for these ASICs. Okay, so let me take you into the way Bitcoin farms think, the way we actually think out here as well. We do operate a Bitcoin farm, multiple Bitcoin farms. So we're going to be talking about how we think and how especially big, huge mining farms think. They have like 100 megawatts, they have 300 megawatts and so on. So take it from their standpoint. They're looking at the halving and they're saying, okay, here comes the halving. Should I buy miners? And from their standpoint, they're thinking, okay, I don't know what the price of Bitcoin is going to be after the halving. I don't know what the hash rate is going to be after the halving. I don't know how many S9s or S17s, very old miners, are still running. I don't know that answer. I don't know what the hash rate is going to be or the price. I don't know any of those things. So when they're sitting there and they're ready to write a check for $10 million, for $50 million of a new batch of miners, let's say an S21 batch of miners, you can see from their standpoint, from their legal standpoint, from their, got to answer to our shareholder standpoint, there is risk there. And for that reason, they would not buy the miners. They most likely will hold off, especially when you got 1 month left, 2 months left before the halving. Right now, we got a week left before the halving. They're going to hold off because from their point of view, they are still in the state of, we don't know what to do, which way to go, and so on. What happens is, in that state, the price of miners stay the same or go down because the demand is down. Those big guys are not buying, they're waiting. What happens is, after the halving, these miners are already cheap. These S19s, S19J Pros, when they first came out 2 years ago, brand new, there were 2,200 brand new from Bitmain website. You got to include your 25% tariffs and your shipping. You're talking about, close to $3,000 all in on a miner. Right now, these miners are less than $1,000. What's going to happen is after the halving, our opinion here at Crypto LLC is after the halving, the miners will either stay the same or actually go up. The reason for that is if Bitcoin stays where it is right now, which is 70,000, if Bitcoin stays at 70,000, the halving happens. The hash rate will drop a certain amount. All those not efficient miners will leave the pools. The hash rate will drop, which means the income will pick up in terms of hash rate for everybody. Obviously, the price is, if it stays at 70K, That's a good price, but your income will drop by half. But what's going to be eliminated in all of that chaos, you could say? The one thing that's going to be eliminated is going to be the risk. The risk is gone. What I mean by that is now you can do your projections. Now you can sit down with your calculator and plug in the numbers for an S21, for S19, for a S19K or whatever you want to buy. Now you can sit down and calculate exactly what your income is going to be for these big miners out there, these big farms, 100 megawatt farms. They know exactly what it is because the halving is over. They know what the hash rate is, they know what the price is, and they can sit down and be like, okay, well, now that the halving is over, now that I know all of these unknowns have become known, now I can make my purchase. Now I can drop 50 mil, 100 mil, or whatever I need to drop in terms of brand new miners from Bitmain. Now I can jump in and buy what I want to buy. Now, when those big miners start purchasing, that's when the price is going to start going up. That's when the price is going to start going up for miners. So that's what we think at Crypto LLC. Now, why do we say that? In terms of the S19s, the Ks, the S19Js, the regular S19s, why do we think that even those older miners are going to go up? The reason for that is, again, even smaller miners, even smaller farms, they are still in that same kind of predicament, right? They're still kind of stuck in that phase, you would say, phase of what do we do? Should we purchase right now? Should we jump in? Should we get it? And they're in that phase. But as soon as the halving's over, they're out of that phase. Now it's like, all right, let's go. We know what the hash rate is. We know what the price is. We know what all the details are about the pool shares, all that stuff. We know everything. So let's jump in. Let's go. Let's make our order. We're holding off. We're waiting. Now that it's over, let's jump in. So when that happens, we think the price is actually going to stay the same or go up. Now, there's also another thing you have to keep in mind when we're talking about purchasing miners, and that is the availability of the actual miners. Because what could happen is, once these guys make the decision after the halving to jump in and buy the miners, what's going to happen is it's going to have an effect on the availability of the miners. Meaning that once they start jumping in and purchasing after the halving, you can run out of stock of miners. So you can be like, all right, well, I saw them available for $1,000, a month ago. I'm just going to go buy those for $1,000 right now. I'm just going to go back to that seller, or whoever you found, maybe through some site or wherever you found them. I'm going to go back to that seller and get them for $1,000. And what could happen is you're going to go back to that seller and the seller's going to say, oh, actually, they're all gone. I do have another batch of miners available for sale, but now they're not $1,000. They're $1,300 or they're $1,500. Whatever it is. So you have to keep that in mind when you are purchasing miners. So that's what we think is going to happen here with the whole entire halving, all of that. That's what we think is going to happen. So if you're thinking about, hey, I want to jump in, I want to buy. Sorry, I got a phone call just now. But if you want to jump in and get something before the halving, you can do that now. Halving is in about a week. You can also hold off, not get anything, and wait for the halving to pass and see what happens. But again, judging by what we think is going to happen, it's going to have basically very little effect or zero effect on the price, or insignificant effect on the price. And yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys like it. You know what to do. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, go to cryptollc.org. If you're looking to set up a ASIC farm, a GPU farm, if you're looking to build a farm for yourself starting from scratch, or you want to host with us, we allow low power mode, so you can jump in and do low power mode with us. You don't have to run your miners in full blast, especially with the halving coming around and you want to be extra safe. You want to be extra safe and just be like, you know what, I'm going to run these in low power mode. Maybe I'm taking a risk that the Bitcoin price will actually be higher and the hash rate will drop a lot, and maybe I should have ran them in a faster mode, right? But I don't want to take that risk. I want to be super safe and just run them in low power mode, and I'm going to get the maximum amount. Yes, I'm going to give up a little bit because I should have ran them in standard mode, But if you want to be extra safe, you can do that with us at cryptollc.org. You'll be able to run all of your miners in low power mode if you're looking to do that. Well, that's going to be it for this one. Until next time, goodbye.